Raymond Tan, immaculate in his dark suit, stood motionless, but his eyes betrayed something no one there had seen before: fear. "I told you not to show up." The shout tore through the elegant silence of the rooftop garden where the wedding was taking place, making champagne flutes tremble in the guests' hands and heads turn simultaneously. Standing before him, with an almost unnerving calm, was Leo Chia, and it was there, before everyone, that Raymond made the mistake that would destroy everything. He extended his hand, and Leo shook it. The gesture was simple, but its impact was devastating. Felicia Lim, the bride, clutching her bouquet tightly, looked from one man to the other, not understanding. "Raymond, who is this man?" Her voice wasn't loud, but it carried a tension that grew with each passing second. Raymond forced a smile, one that didn't reach his eyes. "No one important. An old acquaintance." Leo did not smile. "Old indeed," he replied calmly. The guests began to whisper. The bridesmaids, lined up behind Felicia, could no longer hide their unease. One of the groomsmen stepped forward, as if ready to intervene, but something in Leo's posture made him stop. He wasn't there to cause a scene. He was there because he needed to. "You shouldn't be here," Raymond said through gritted teeth, trying to maintain control. "This isn't the place." Leo tilted his head slightly. "Actually, it's exactly the right place." Felicia took a step closer. "Raymond, what's going on?" He didn't answer, and that silence was more revealing than any words. Leo looked directly at her. "You're Felicia, right?" She nodded, confused. "Then you need to know something before you say, 'I do.'" Raymond advanced a step, now without hiding his irritation. "Enough! You've said too much." Leo, still calm, didn't respond. "I haven't even started." The atmosphere shifted. The wedding was no longer a wedding. It was a scene on the verge of collapsing. "Do you remember me, Raymond?" Leo continued. "Or do you prefer to pretend you've forgotten, like you did with everything else?" Raymond ran a hand over his face, taking a deep breath. "You want money, don't you? You came to make a scandal for money?" Some guests exchanged glances. It began to make sense, but not entirely. Leo let out a slight sigh. "If it were for money, you would have paid me years ago." Silence. Felicia gripped her bouquet. "Can someone explain what's happening?" Leo looked at her again, this time with more firmness. "Do you know how many companies his name is involved in?" She frowned. "Of course I do. He works in investments. Your name," Leo interrupted. She froze. "Do you know where your name is being used?" Raymond lost his patience. "This is ridiculous. You have no right. I have proof," Leo said simply. The phrase dropped like a stone in the middle of the ceremony. Raymond froze. "Do you think I'd come all this way without proof?" Leo continued. "After everything that happened, and you really thought I'd stay silent?" The guests were no longer whispering. Now, they simply watched. "Proof of what?" Felicia asked, her voice faltering. Leo did not take his eyes off her. "That the name you trust is already linked to things you can't even imagine," Raymond tried to intervene. "That's a lie. He's making it up." "I was arrested in your place," Leo said, and the world stopped. Felicia took a step back. One of the guests dropped a glass. Raymond said nothing because he couldn't. "Remember that?" Leo continued. "When that phantom company collapsed, when someone needed to take responsibility, who was it?" The silence was answer enough. "I took the fall," he said, "because you promised you'd fix it, that it was temporary, that you'd clear everything up." He paused. "But you didn't clear it up." Felicia was already crying. "Raymond, is this true?" He opened his mouth, closed it, and in that moment, she understood. But that wasn't all. Leo took another step forward. "And now you've done worse." Raymond looked up, tense. "You used her name." The phrase wasn't said with anger. It was said with weight. "Accounts, contracts, companies, all in her name." Felicia shook her head in denial. "No, that can't be." "If this wedding happens," Leo said, "you become legally responsible for all of it." The bouquet fell from her hands, and there, everything ended. Raymond tried to approach her. "Felicia, listen to me. I can explain. Explain what? She cried for the first time. That you used me? That you lied? That I was going to marry someone who put me in the middle of a crime? No one dared to intervene because now it was no longer a wedding. It was the truth being exposed. Raymond looked around as if seeking support, but there was no one left on his side. You don't understand, he said desperately. I did this for us. Felicia laughed, but it was a broken laugh. For us? You turned me into an accomplice without me knowing? Leo remained silent. He didn't need to say anything more. The truth had already done its work. Felicia took a deep breath, wiping away her tears. This wedding is over. And it was there that Raymond lost everything. Not with a scandal, not with a shout, but with a simple phrase spoken at the right time. The guests began to slowly drift away, some in shock, others avoiding eye contact. The solemnizer closed his book. The bridesmaids were already crying, and Raymond was left alone. Because sometimes the fall doesn't happen when everything goes wrong. It happens when everything hidden finally comes to light. As it is written in Luke 8:17, "For there is nothing hidden that will not be disclosed, and nothing concealed that will not be known or brought out into the open." And in Numbers 32-23, "Be sure that your sin will find you out." The truth may take time, but it never fails. Sometimes it's not the wedding that's interrupted. It's the lie that can no longer sustain itself. The problem was never who showed up. It was what was hidden all along. If this story made you reflect, consider subscribing to our channel for more tales of truth and deception. Share your thoughts below on where you're watching from, and remember, you can deceive for a time, but you never escape the truth. Proverbs 12:19 clearly states, "Truthful lips endure forever." A warm embrace to all of you. Don't forget to enable notifications so you don't miss upcoming stories, for many more incredible tales are on their way.